Chrissy Teigen, I'm trying to find a transition, but she is showing up for her son Miles because his second birthday is coming up. And this is a strange one though, because like, what do you get a 2-year-old to begin with? I mean, they're so young, like they get so bored easily with the toy right away.
Right.
And plus they can't really take care of a pet. However, Chrissy revealed that she actually bought Miles a bearded dragon, a little dragon.
I'm sorry, but Chrissy Teigen and John Legend get like the coolest parents in the world award for doing this.
Yeah.
All throughout quarantine, though, they've been so cool. I mean, they threw Luna's stuffed animals a freaking beachside wedding.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting very creative, and we have to give them. Yeah, you have to give them props for this. Like, they have 2 really young kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that they haven't named the bearded dragon yet. And she was like, but he'll probably name it Cars because obviously Miles seems to be obsessed with cars. I thought that was hilarious.
It's so cute. But see, I'm trying to figure out, like, is this little dragon actually for Miles, or did like Chrissy really want this addition to their family? Because again, Miles is 2 years old and he is obsessed with cars. She's posted it a lot where he literally won't let go of this like toy car. It's like, just get him more cars. Like, where did the dragon come from, you know? But
she totally secretly wanted that, right?
Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah. And like, she even said, did you see this? She made a joke. She was like, never thought I'd be DMing Nicole Richie for advice about raising a bearded dragon, but here we are because Nicole Richie also has a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
I feel like we saw the pig phase where all the celebrities were getting pigs like George Clooney and Miley Cyrus. Mm-hmm. And now it's like bearded dragons. Like, do I need a bearded dragon or what?
But see, I blame it on the quarantine. I feel like us stuck at home is making us do crazy things, or, you know, things we would not do otherwise, you know? Like, is there a hobby you picked up or you know, something you've purchased that is so out of character for you, but you're like at home and I'm like, I'm just going to do it?
So you're going to have to answer this too, by the way. But for me, my inner nerd has really come out. And I ordered myself, so Nintendo Switches are sold out everywhere. So I got the Nintendo Switch Lite in turquoise, and I've been playing Animal Crossing. And let me just tell you, my island, it's called Meraki, is freaking beautiful. I've got rainbow roads, I've got pink brick, I've got 10 villagers, I have an orchard, I have a beachside carnival.
Okay.
I built myself a Starbucks because I haven't been to an actual Starbucks, so I built a Starbucks on my island.
But like, that does seem out of character for you. Like, I didn't take you as a gamer.
I'm not. But I needed something to like pass the time, and also in a weird way, you got to be creative, right? Like, you got to build whatever you want to build. So it's been fun, and my boyfriend is a huge gamer. So when he's playing Call of Duty, I can play Animal Crossing.
That, you know what, I bet he loves that actually.
I mean, he makes fun of me, but it's fine.
It's like a shared adjacent interest.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not going to be playing Call of Duty, but you do you, babe, and I'll do me. What about you? What have you been doing?
Okay, listen, while you're building stuff in Animal Crossing in this like made up land, I'm actually building stuff here. I decided to like renovate and redecorate my room. It's not even redecorate because I've been here for 2 years and I'm finally decorating it. Like, I'm turning it into a grown up like bedroom, and it was inspired because I just needed like a sanctuary. Yeah. But like, again, you know, you can't hire someone to build this stuff for you. And I'm talking, I got a new bed frame, a dresser, we put a TV mount on the wall. Like, we've been doing all of this ourselves. Yeah. I'm literally a property brother. Like, I've never been a DIY guy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm gonna be a DIY guy after this because it was a lot of work. Why is putting a dresser together so hard?
So were you like actually getting the tools out and like hammering and screwing things in?
My grandparents bought me a drill. They bought me a power drill because we're literally putting all of this together ourselves. I think we put the dresser together by hand with a screwdriver, and finally my family was like, you need a power drill for everything else that's coming your way.
Yeah.
It looks great. It's coming together.
I was going to say, do the drawers all work? Did everything sort of come together, right?
The dresser is the best thing that we put together. The bed,
Oh no. Oh no. Did you do it yet? The bed?
It fell once.
Okay.
Now it's secure. Like, we can sleep on it, but it ain't right. And so I have to, I'm going to wait.
You have to redo it?
I'm going to wait till we can hire someone to fix it.
Actually do it. Yeah. Well, I'm very proud of you. I'm glad that you in your real life are making improvements. Me, just in my virtual life, I'm making improvements. So maybe I'll take take a page out of your book and try to make some improvements.
It's not too late. Who knows how long we'll be in quarantine? And I feel like there's a bunch of different trends and just weird hobbies and like decisions that are being made during this time. Among them is I've seen a lot of people, especially in LA, start to roller skate. Like there's roller skating everywhere now, it appears. And apparently it might have been a huge thanks to TikTok. So there's this actress and dancer named Anna Kodo, and she has gained some insane popularity on the app because she started posting a bunch of roller skating videos. Like literally like this J-Lo one amassed over 10 million views, and her follower count like skyrocketed to 1.1 million followers. And so now apparently like roller skates are flying off the shelves, and I don't blame people. I get it. Like there's only so much you can do indoors and outdoors, you know, like.
Okay, not to be a Debbie Downer, but don't you think it's a little bit dangerous? And the last thing that you want to do is like fall, break your freaking arm, and have to go to a hospital where things are dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm all for people having hobbies. I will not be purchasing roller skates. Will you do that?
Absolutely not, because I'm literally deer on ice. I can't roller skate. Like I really can't. So to your point, like I'm not going to pick up this particular hobby because it's just going to end badly.
Yeah.
But I mean, people like Anna, she started picking up roller skating 3 years ago. And so like it's become her thing. So if you can skate, do it. Like I'm desperate for.
So wear a helmet and like wear pads if you can.
And you gotta wear your face mask when you go out, all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm desperate for a bike just to get some fresh air that's not walking, and I'm like, you know what I mean, or driving. So
Right.
I get it. I totally get it. But like roller skates is clearly having a comeback because of this. So my question for you is there like a older trend that you want to see make a comeback, especially now in like the social media era?
Okay. All right. Do you remember Pogs?
Yes, of course.
I'm all like, send me some Pogs and let's freaking give me a cool slammer and let me play some Pogs. Like
I love that.
I miss Pogs. What about
mine is also a 90s thing, actually. And it arguably already exists in Animal Crossing, but remember Tamagotchis?
Yes.
You had to keep your Tamagotchi alive?
That was actually hard to do because, not to be gross, but like they would poop and you'd have to like clean it up and like clear it out, and then you gotta feed them. Like that was real. It is kind of like Animal Crossing.
Long before that, it was the Tamagotchis, and I was obsessed with mine. Also, what was that game? I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if you remember it. It's like, I hate to say this, but it was almost like a ball and chain, and you had to. Is it called Skip It?
Oh, the Skip It. Yes.
Skip It, right?
I freaking love Skip It. That was one of my favorite pastimes as a child.
Like, bring Skip It back. Think about all the TikTok dance challenges you could do with that.
I will say TikTok is so amazing because the way that TikTok like catapults these trends into the ether and into the world, it's amazing. I mean, not even just the dancing, but like you said, the roller skating, like let's do the Skip It challenge. Like let's make it happen because TikTok is starting all sorts of crazy.
We were literally talking about it this week that like the Billboard Hot 100, the songs charts, most of them are like TikTok songs, at least the top 10, you know? So the power of this app is insane, but more than anything, it just keeps me entertained. Like,
you find yourself like opening TikTok to maybe watch like 2 or 3 videos, and then 2 or 3 hours later, you're just still on the app because
I know
that's also a problem for me.
I need to do more. I want to do more on TikTok, actually.
Let's make a TikTok.
I have a TikTok.
No, let's make a freaking.
Oh, God! You like make a TikTok video? Absolutely, Let's do it. Okay, so speaking of crazy things happening in quarantine, you know, everyone's been changing up their looks. I feel like, you know, guys are buzzing their hair. Everyone's dying. I mean, not just guys and girls. They're dying. They're buzzing. They're just trying to change it up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we've seen some interesting ones out there, but for whatever reason, former Bachelor ARIE Luyendyk Jr., he went from his dusty salt and pepper long locks to this like edgy, kind of beachy platinum blonde, and Bachelor Nation and other fans, they're a little divided on it. What did you think of it?
Okay. The guy is 38 years old, and I'm just going to say it, looks freaking good with platinum blonde hair, right? Yeah. Like, I think if you can pull it off, why not? Now is the time to do it. Have a little fun with your hair. I went pink a few days ago. It's all washed out now.
Okay,
but
so
I think now it was temporary. And
Okay.
so I don't know if his is temporary or not, but I just think, why not have a little fun? Like, we're all stuck inside. None of us are actually going into real offices.
Right.
So I think I like it. Did you like it?
I did enjoy it. I actually did. I thought, speaking of
You
his
looked
age, I
good.
thought he looked younger and kind of
Yeah,
hotter. I was like, okay, I see you.
I
Um,
know.
it's just so funny because when you read some of the reactions, it's like people are either here for it or they're like, no. I think because he embraced the grays so much that people were like kind
Right.
of used to it and they appreciated the sophisticated look. And so I think the uproar is that he just looks so different and that they miss like the salt and pepper, which is really
Okay.
interesting because if this was a
Yeah.
woman, it would not be the same. There's a
Well,
double
here's
standard
my
there.
thing. In general, why is it up to anyone else to comment on people's appearances? Like, let people live. Like, let us do what we want to do. Let
Yeah.
us live. Let us freaking, if I want to buzz my hair, let me buzz. I won't buzz my hair, but if I wanted to, why is it up to everyone else to comment on the appearance? I feel like Britney Spears gets this all the time. Like, no matter what picture she posts, if you look in the comments, people are always like, sis, why would you post this? Or like, why are you doing this? And then you have like the crazy fans who were like, God me, I love you. I worship the ground that you walk on. And I just feel like, I get that we live in a world of fandoms and people want to have something to say. And I think having an opinion is so important, but like, why
Yeah.
shame people for what they want to do? That's
I
what I
agree
don't.
with you, and there's people where you can't do any, they can do no wrong, and they're gonna appreciate it and embrace their changes no matter
Yeah.
what. But I have to admit, I know you said not we shouldn't be dragging anyone, but the only person who's like quarantine makeover and transformation I could not get behind was Army Hammer. He just looked so gnarly with like, and I don't think that was the final look. I think he was having some fun maybe with his kids or just like himself cutting
Yeah.
his hair and stuff. But I was shook, and I'm like, no, what
Yeah.
did you do to Army Hammer? You know?
That picture was shocking. I remember looking at it being like, that's Army Hammer. But I do love that, like, there's so many female celebrities. I mean, Hilary Duff literally dyed her hair turquoise.
Yeah.
Julianne Hough went pink. I think Jennifer Love Hewitt went pink. Like, I like that people are changing it up and adding some pizzazz.
And they wouldn't
They're
normally
like,
do that because they book
they shoot.
acting gigs exactly, and there's like there's a certain look for the character, so it's kind of amazing that they have this like freedom and opportunity to do it. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar also dyed her hair. Like, why not? Now's the time to do it. You should. What color are you gonna do next, Katie?
Oh, I'm going blue.
Are you?
Smurf me up.
Do it.
What are you gonna do?
Honestly, I'm not used to all these curls. I think I just have to embrace the length a little bit longer.
They look
No
good.
pun intended. Thank you. I
I think
hated
they look
it.
great.
This is like maybe because I'm getting used to it, but like of course at first I hated it, and now I'm like, okay, I think I can rock
The bigger
this.
the hair, the closer to God.
Yeah, exactly. I can't blow it out right now though; it's too long. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
embrace this. I don't think I'm gonna color anything. This is it. This
I
is
think it
it.
looks good. I think I'm gonna trim my own hair. My mom trimmed mine already, but I think it's time for a trim
It's because
number
we're
two.
bored. We're bored. We're changing up our hair, and we're also just binge watching so much TV. I mean, I feel like the internet tells us what to watch, especially during this time because we're all home, right? We're all streaming stuff. And the latest TV obsession is Outer Banks on Netflix. I've watched the first 3 episodes. I know you actually watched it months ago before it came out, and now it's blown up. I mean, before we get into it, can you kind of explain for people who haven't seen it what the show's about?
Yes. So this show, like you said, I watched it so long ago. That's one of the perks of our jobs is sometimes we get
Yeah.
screeners in advance. And I watched and I was like, this show is going to be a freaking hit. It's literally the Goonies because there's a treasure hunt element mixed with every soapy teen drama that you loved growing up. You said Friday Night Lights. I
Yeah.
said Dawson's Creek. I think there's a bit of the OC in there just because the lead, John B, is very like Ryan Atwoody,
Yeah.
right?
There's like a class
There's
divide.
a class divide, and
Yeah.
that sort of, OC, even like Dawson's Creek, there's a little bit of that. So it is soapy, it's fun. The cast, I've interviewed them all a couple times now. They're some of the nicest kids. Like, I love seeing their stars really explode
Yeah.
because they deserve it. And a fun fact, actually, Chase Stokes, who plays John B,
Yeah.
he is the oldest of like 7 kids. Like, he's been working at this dream for so long,
Oh, wow.
and he really is one of the nicest guys. So to see this happen for him is really nice.
You know how old he is? Because my first thought when I was watching this was like, I bet they're 20 somethings. This cast, and they
I
all have
think
perfect
he's
bone structure.
27, right? I think he is.
Playing a 16-year-old. Oh
I
my,
mean, hey, he can do it.
that's true.
Yeah,
But
but
I
don't
was like,
quote me on that. I
yeah,
think
no. Well, this that was my thought because I was like, this
yeah.
cast is gorgeous, and I immediately was taken back to, like you mentioned, other teen series that where the cast just blew up because of it. Think about Riverdale and Pretty Little Liars, and they all have perfect bone structure. It's no surprise to me that people like. I even interviewed TikTok star Brittany Broski, who's obsessed with Rudy Pankow, who plays JJ. She was
Yes.
like,
So
the
she's
what?
not the only one who's obsessed. And so I actually talked to Rudy, was it last week, 2 weeks ago, sort of about his character and how much people are obsessed with his character and what he hopes to see with his character in a possible season 2. And we want you guys to take a look. Rudy, I'm also sure that you've seen on social media that people really want JJ to find love.
He does. He gets a dog.
Rudy and the dog.
Do you think do you think that could be something, not a dog, but like another human being that we see explored in season 2?
I think, there's a lot of talk with JJ and Key. There's a lot of talk with JJ and some other girl. I think it is something that's, I think, going to be played with in season 2 with JJ, like, slightly throwing, like those, like, hints of it. But it's going to be very, very faint. Like, it's going to be something that's, like, I don't know if it's going to happen in season 2, but it's going to happen. We'll keep the audience, hungry for it. Maybe even season 3 is what happens. We'll see. But I'm actually more worried about JJ and he using substances for his pain, for his best friend being dead, and trying to cope with the fact that he can't go home, he can't go see his dad because he's so afraid of what's going to happen. It's funny because I've been getting a lot of adoption requests on social media, and I'm like, it's not me.
I love it. I feel like I said, I'm only 3 episodes in, but he is so that like ride or die, like partner in crime, and he's a little troublemaker. I can't wait to see. I hope I get to see what happens next with him.
Yeah, I think we will. I mean, this show was #1 trending on Netflix for a minute. I think it's no secret if you go on Twitter, on YouTube, on their own social media. Like, I remember when I watched the show going on Chase Stokes' Instagram, and the kid had like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 followers, and now he's surpassed 1 million followers.
Wow.
Like, that is the power of Netflix. I also talked to the cast about what they hope to see in season 2. Take a look.
Yeah, well, how do you think everything is gonna affect John B and Sarah's relationship if there's a season 2?
Yeah, I think that's a big question mark too, because I mean, when you look at the timeline, they've only really been together for a week. It hasn't really been that long.
But it's love, right?
Yeah, it's love. So you have these 2 kids who are obviously madly in love with each other, and they're headed to the Bahamas. So it feels like there's this great opportunity to show like the honeymoon phase of this, this relationship where they've run away from home and they're in this vacation destination and everything seems fine. And then all of a sudden, just like the drama just hits, like everything catches up to them.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely going to go through some challenges.
I think Outer Banks needs 6 seasons and a movie. Like,
it's getting to that level.
Yes, and they do such a good job of like setting up, or I should say dropping cliffhangers so you get to the next episode. Like, that's the point of a binge-worthy show, right? Is that like you have to watch the next episode because you're dying to find out what happens next, and that's what this show is. It's so good.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, like no shows are going into production anytime soon, but I do think we're getting to season 2.
Here's hoping. Well, another cast that knows what it's like to blow up and then enjoy huge, long-running success on TV is Pretty Little Liars. And the cast is finally reuniting virtually. And actually, Katie, you got to talk to Lucy Hale, who teased what we can expect from the reunion happening on Friday.
I talked to Lucy this week, and she told me she's so freaking excited because she hasn't seen a lot of the cast since they wrapped, right? They all went on to do other projects. They've all been super busy. Some of the cast, had babies. I'm looking at Troyan and Shay Mitchell.
Yeah.
Janelle got married. Sasha got married. So they've all been very busy. So
A lot of life happened.
A lot of life, and she cannot wait. It happens Friday, May 17th, and it's for a good cause. All the proceeds will go to Feeding America, I believe.
Okay.
But I also asked Lucy if this reunion is sparking new conversations about a possible PLL movie. And she didn't rule it out.
Okay.
Take a look. Does this re-spark conversations about a possible movie ever in the future?
You know, I have heard, I feel like, I mean, look, we're in a quarantine that we thought would last a couple of weeks. Like, anything is possible at this point. Like, I don't rule anything out. I feel like we'd need a little more time to pass. I feel like we would get more out of it if we were like 10 years down the road. Although I feel like they're going to do a spinoff or something before then. I don't know. I'm so protective of this show. So I feel like when the time comes that they want to like do it with a whole new cast, like I might have to produce it because I'm way too protective of it.
Give the fans what they want.
We want more. That show, I will say, the fandom around that show, and I watched every single episode. Like, I was one of the biggest fans of PLL, and I also love that cast. I don't think we're done with PLL. I know there already was the spinoff, The Perfectionist, and that was with Sasha and Janelle. But I don't think we're done with this PLL world. I think there's more.
It was such a pop culture phenomenon, and it was only like 3 years ago that it left the air after 7 seasons, and I feel like 3 years is enough time to pass for them to kind of come back together. I wasn't sure if it was too soon, but it's clearly fans want it, and I'm sure all of you PLL fans are stoked to see what they do virtually on this reunion.
Yeah. Something else Lucy told us, just to sort of like wrap up this conversation, but get this, when Lucy was 16, and this girl's been in the industry for a very long time, right? Like, she started on American Idol Juniors. Remember that show?
Yeah, I do.
Her first pilot when she was 16 and she actually moved to LA full time was with freaking Meghan Markle.
The royal, or former royal. Yeah.
The royals just, I know, it's so funny. It's such a small world.
Is she ready to like rub elbows with her in LA?
I know, right? Well, she told me, so she never actually went up to Meghan and talked to her, but she like couldn't get over how beautiful she was in person. And now on Lucy's show, Katie Keene, there's a little bit of a royal storyline.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away, but in the season finale, which airs tonight, there's also like a Prince Harry, Meghan Markle reference. So everything just comes full circle in this town, and I love it.
Isn't it strange? I love it though. That's why we that's why we have these jobs. That's why we're good at them. I love talking about this. But Katie, what a treat it was to have you today. Seriously, thank you so much. And like, girl, you've been hustling. I know all those interviews are up at etonline.com. You have more Lucy Hale stuff popping up the rest of this week. So you guys make sure you're following Katie Krause on social media, and also make sure you are downloading that ET Live app so you can get more of this, okay? The funness. We got one more day before the weekend, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Do it. Thanks, Denny.
Bye.